Okay, so so when an organization is planning to create an incident response team, it will be of these three types. It may be in-house employees, it may be partially outsourced, or it may be fully outsourced. So in-house employees, in the sense the team is completely inside the organization, working exclusively for the incident response. Some of the portion will be done by the organization people, and some of the portion they will be giving outside, or completely they may be giving outside. So these are the three things. So how the organization will decide on of these three things. So it depends upon like five different parameters. The first parameter is the organization will understand whether it needs 24 cross 7 availability, because there may be that may be a very big organization. There may be a lot of incidents happening day to day, and there should be a team completely involved 24 cross 7 to handle the incident. So in that case, they will go for in-house employees only. So this is the first thing they will understand. Next thing is they will also have to pay for the team. So they will understand whether they want full-time or the part-time team members. Okay. And the third thing is employee morale, in the sense like if an organization is planning to create an incident response team, they should not disturb those who are working already. They have to create a team by recruiting new employees only, those who are very well having good technical skills in the respective profile. Okay, because if you are sharing the job with the existing team, they may be already having some other work. So this extra work may be stressing them. So we need to obey the employees' morale, and accordingly we need to plan. And also the cost, so because of the recruiting of these people, we have to pay salary and all the other allowances for those people also. So we need to compare the cost. We have to balance whether it is required to recruit and create a team, or whether we can give it for an outsourcing. So accordingly we can plan. Okay. And also staff expertise, in the sense like not every people will be having a good knowledge with respect to the incident response. So depending upon how many steps we are having, what is their expectation level, we can have certain portion inside the organization, we can give certain outsourcing to an outsourcing also. Okay, so these are all the factors the organization will consider when they are trying to frame a team structure. Okay, and by chance if they are giving it completely for an outsourcing, they have to take care of these 6 points. So what are the points? The first point is nothing but like first thing, before they are selecting the outsourcing team, they have to ensure that the team is having a very good knowledge, the quality, the depth and breadth of the incident response, that should be very good. Okay, that they have to ensure. And then they have to, after giving for outsourcing, they have to understand whether they are addressing all our problem. Their incident is happening to my organization, I am giving it for the response team which is completely outsourced, and they have to respond me quickly, in time and correctly. Okay, so that has to be checked, audited then and there, that should be there. And also we cannot disclose all the data whichever the organization is having to the team which is outside my organization, because there may be sensitive data, but the sensitive data may be getting affected. The team is working only with that data, but I cannot disclose all the sensitive data to the outsourcing team. That we need to be take care of, and we need to give regular updates to the particular outsourcing team of whatever incident is happening. And also like before giving to the outsourcing team, this organization people, there should be some organization people who are having certain basic skills of the incident response, and they will try to correlate. They are collecting all the incidents, they will correlate all the incidents, then only they will be giving for the outsourcing. This is because just like that incidents is happening, giving to the outsourcing, what will happen is they are just spending lot of money to the outsourcing team. So instead, if there is a small small structure of people, those who are having small basic knowledge, at least basic understanding how to handle this incident, they can handle that self. If they are unable to handle, then under that case, they can give it for the outsourcing. Okay. Then this incident response team, are they working only by responding to the incidents, or are they doing any other services also? So if you see, the incident response team main job is to handle the incident. That is a main job, but they are not only restricted to their job, they are also doing some more extra jobs, something like intrusion detection, advisory distribution, education and awareness, information sharing. So intrusion detection, because there is some intruder, there is an intrusion detection system, okay, which is a security handling system in our network. So if that particular entire system is maintained or monitored by the incident response team, they can handle all the intrusion detection perfectly, because they will be having more knowledge compared to any other IT team, networks administration in the organization, or system administration in the organization. This incident response people will be having more knowledge about the intrusion, so they can handle the intrusion. So that is one thing. Second thing is that they will also give advice to the organization management. Like they will just say, see, your system is like this, your network configuration is like this, your system configuration is like this, so this may be vulnerable, you have to change. Okay, so that kind of advice. Some threats are coming, they know priorly, they know what are the vulnerabilities, what are the threats. So they will be giving advice to the organization to have a look at it, and to make necessary changes in the administration. Okay, and they will also educate all the other people, all the other user technical stuff, because this response team is exclusive only who is responding. Other than that, we are also having IT people, system administrator people, network administrator people. All these people are associated with the networks and systems and data only. Okay, so we need to educate these people, and because we need to tell them in which are the places that there may be threats, there may be vulnerabilities or attacks may come. So we need to give knowledge, educate them through some meeting, or through some workshops or newsletters, posters. So this job also will be done by the incident response team. And also information sharing. What the information will be shared is, after once an incident is happening, they will also share how the incident has come, what are the measures they have taken to overcome the incidents. All these things will be shared to the other people in the organization. Okay, so these are all the other jobs the incident response team is having. So this incident response team, this is the center people who is coordinately working with all these people. So they will be working with other incident response team. They'll be working with internal service providers, incident reporters, those who are reporting the incident. They will be working with law enforcement agencies, because they will only know whether they are going along with the policies by and any policy violations is there, everything. So they will be working with law enforcement agencies, software and support vendors. They will be working with the customers, medias, everywhere. Okay, so the incident response team is not is an exclusive team which is going to work with only for responding to the incident, but they will be having a two-way interaction with all the other peoples also. Okay, so what this incident response people are routinely doing daily, on daily basis, what they are doing, their main objective is to handle the incident. There are 5 stages of handling the incident, I have told you. So their main objective is to handle the incident. How they are handling? Using the software and hardware and the resources, mitigation software, whichever is available to them, they will be using that one and for handling the incidents. And they will also communicate with other people, as I have told you in my previous slide. They will also coordinately working with other peoples. So something like stakeholders, maybe the customers, maybe the other employees in the same company. So they will be working with those peoples. They will be working with information security staff members, because if you want to prevent containment eradication in these phase, they want to work with these staff members. And they will be working with IT technical expert, they will be working with legal expert, and they will coordinate and inform the media about the incidents. And to have the business continuity process, they will be obeying the policy and the procedures. And they will be coordinating with the physical security and facility managers to access the facilities also. Okay, so these are all the daily routines they are doing, or that is operational procedures. They will be working with all these things. These are all the operational procedures. Okay. Next is, Now, till now, we have seen different things. Consolidately, three basic definition. First definition is incident response. Second definition is incident handling. Third definition is incident management. Incident handling is nothing but five different process I told you. First process is preparation, detection and analysis, containment, eradication and recovery, post-incident activity. This is about incident handling. Incident response is they are getting an incident and how they are going to respond to an incident completely through this handling procedure. That is incident response. And the people, those who are managing to respond and handle the incident will come under the incident management. So incident management is nothing but a terminology for a set of people with the different roles and responsibilities. Okay. Incident handling is nothing but the procedure of how we are going to do. Incident response is nothing but a process, complete entire process. Okay. So these are the basic definitions for these three things, what we have seen so far. And probably mostly all the incident response, we will be having a severity level. Severity level will be classified as mostly as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Level 1 is low business impact, moderate business impact, high business and severe business impact. Resolution effort is low effort, moderate effort. We need not worry about the severity level 1. Moderation 2, we have to, severity level 2, we have to take some effort to overcome, to resolve the incident. And we have to, the severity level 3, extensively we have to work. Severity level 4, we have to invoke a disaster recovery. So these, depending upon this, the incidents are basically, the severity levels of incidents are classified. Okay. So any doubt till this? Any doubt depending on the T? The T, I will just go through all the slides. Any doubt, please respond on T.
No, ma'am.
No. So just when we are formulating a team, we need to understand whether it is a fully outsourced or within an organization. The team should have these technical skills and they should be having a knowledge in type of incident, how they are going to handle the incident, all the equipments whichever they are working, and to whom to report, what are the policies and procedures they have to follow. So they should be having knowledges in all these things, and they have to develop their skills then and there. They cannot just say I know everything. They have to maintain, they have to upgrade their technical skills. They can upgrade the technical skills by attending some conferences, meetings, and talking with the experts, and sharing the knowledge with other people, working in all the non-functional areas, and working with all the technical areas to develop the skills that is there. And this team, whenever the organization is having a team, they can have either completely in-house or partially outsourcing or fully outsourcing. It depends upon whether they need 24/7 availability of the team members, or full-time or part-time team members. Employees morale, whether they should not pressurize the employee to do all the work. The cost, how much training cost they can spend, they can give salary, all these things, and also the expertise of the staff. Depending upon this, they can go for any of these three different structure. And once they decided to go for outsourcing the structure, they have to ensure the outsourcing people are having a very good knowledge, both breadth-wise as well as depth-wise in the incident response. And then and there, they have to understand whether they are really responding to our incident. And we cannot share all the sensitive data to the outsourcing. We can share only restricted data to the outsourcing team, and we have to provide all the document whatever they require. And there should be some sector of the people who is having a basic knowledge to understand what they are doing. That is the outsourcing. And dependencies, this incident response team is not only working only alone with the response. They also help give services to intrusion detection, advisory distribution, education and awareness, and information sharing. And the people is working with, interacting with all these people inside and outside the organization, and routinely they'll be doing all these jobs. Okay. And these are the definitions. This is it. Okay. So now the next title is incident response processes. I have told you incident handling, 5 different stage: preparedness, detection and analysis, containment, eradication and recovery, post-incident stages. Okay. This 5 stages is broadly divided. Broadly, listen, these 5 stages is the a basic stage, but within that there are so many stages. So totally, if you understand the incident response process, there are 18 different stages. These are all the 18 different stages. So I will go one by one. So first stage is identification. In identification stage, we need to validate whether it is an incident or not, which is very important. Okay, not everything is an incident. Say for example, we are getting an indicator. I have told you incident sign is of two types. One is precursor, other one is indicator. So there is an indicator. Telling indicator in the sense doesn't mean that the team should be get alert and always worry if there is an incident. There may be incident, there may not be incident. Say for example, this indicator may happen when there is a server crash. Okay, server is crashed because of some other problem. It is not because of the attacker. It is not because of the virus or anything. Server is crashed because of some other problem. That will create an indicator to the response team. Okay. Similarly, some people may be mishandling the, like what to say, they may be just opening the file which is completely protected. They are not intentionally doing, but without just because of their error, they are opening some file, closing some file, or trying to handle some file because of the error. They are not intentionally doing. That will create an indicator. So these indicators need not be addressed. These indicators are not an incident actually. Okay. So whenever there is an indicator, the first job the incident response team should do is they have to validate whether this is an incident and whether we need to respond to this incident or not. So how are they going to validate this? They will be having a common understanding of all these things, what I have listed out here. So what are the understandings? First thing is that they will understand what is how the networks are all connected and how the systems are all connected, so that so that once they have the configuration knowledge of all the networks and systems, if there is any deviation from the expected activity or any changes from the expected activities, they can easily detect. Okay. Next is that they will study the network systems and application, because to understand the normal behavior, if they know have a good understanding of normal behavior, they will come to an understanding of an abnormal behavior. And the third is that they will be having the logs. As I have told you, logs will be created by operating system, applications, servers, and everything. So all the logs will be retained in some database. Okay. So like this, having this logs and created logs, if they analyze, and that may show some somebody is trying to search our network, somebody is trying to attack and everything. So by having the log backup, they will understand whether there is an incident or not. If the indicator is giving a incident, they will go and check the log and they will understand whether it is an incident or not. And they will also correlate the events. Say for example, some logs will be created from the firewall, some logs will be created from the application. Firewall will give logs related to IP address of the attacker. This application will give a log related to username of the attacker. So you just correlate and understand who is doing the job. Okay, that is possible. And synchronize host clock with the protocols. So what you need to do is you have to synchronize the clock with the protocol clock. Therefore, there is a clock called network clock. Okay, you have to synchronize that with that, so that you will understand at what time this incident has happened. Okay, you have to have that one. So these all will give you an idea of whether it is an incident or not. And what they will do next is they will understand there is a knowledge base. Already some incident happened. They will be saving all the incident in a lookup table or something. So what they will do is they will go and collect check that knowledge base whether it is an incident or not. To understand whether present is an incident, they will check the previous knowledge base. They will also check the search engines. They will also run packet sniffers to collect some more additional data. And sometimes they will filter whatever is unnecessary and only use only whichever is necessary. Okay. So these are all the methods they will do to validate whether it is an incident or not. Okay. That will be the first step. If anything is not an incident, they will just drop it. If anything is an incident, then only they will go to the next step. So the second step is incident recording. What they will do once they identify it is an incident, the very first step is they have to record the incident. Okay. So this record will be having these following: status. which will be having all these things. The current status of the incident, whether it is a new, in progress, or forwarded for investigation, or already resolved. These are the four status. If it is a new incident, first time they are going to handle, they will say it is new. After some time, this record may be updated. It is in progress or resolved or anything. So they will be having the status of the incident, summary of the incident, indicator related to the incident. What are the indication they have got related to this incident? That will be there. Other incident related to this incident. Sometimes maybe some other incident happened related to this. So that will be here. Actions taken by the incident handler on this. What are the actions taken till now? Chain of custody if applicable. It is that one. It is not only one team will be acting for one incident. Okay, say for example, if it is a 24/7 incident response team, there will be three different teams working on the shift basis. Morning 6 to 4, afternoon 12 to 6, 7, 8, night 8 to 6, something like that. Three teams or four teams may be working. So, like if one team is handling an incident and that incident is very important, need to be resolved quickly, what they will do is after their working time, they have to give it to the other team. And whenever they are giving to the other team, they will mention what are the status they have done so till now. They will put their signature, what are the progress they have done, how they come across. All these things will be documented and given to the next team for handling. That is what we call it as a chain of custody. So chain of custody, impact assessment. So whether it is a functional impact or whether it is a information impact. Yesterday we have seen that will be documented, recorded, and contact information of all the people involved. So it may be system owner, system administrator, or people in the incident response team. All the contact information will be there. List of evidence gathered during the incident investigation. Comments from incident handler, next step to be taken, whether to rebuild the host, upgrade an application, etc. So all these things are incident recording, in the sense there is a record, initial record created, and we'll be keep on upgrading the record with all these things. Okay. So after, so first is they are validating the incident. Second is they are creating a record. Third is they will give an initial response. So this initial response, in the sense, this is based on what type of incident it is, whether it is very critical to be handled at the same time, or can we postpone it to some other time, whether it will be affecting the resources, data, or anything currently, immediately, and what is the service level agreement for affected resource. Service level agreement, in the sense, if I am purchasing a computer, I will be given 3 years warranty. If my computer, laptop, there is some issue, what I will do, I am having a service level agreement. So I will can give it to the vendors, and therefore they will give it free service for me. So depending upon that, the incident can be handled, time and day of the week, other incident that the team is handling. So depending upon all these things, they will take the initial response. But the highest priority is given to the incident that will cause most damage to the organization or the other organization. So this is the third step. Fourth step is communicating the incident. So once the team is receiving the incident, validating the incident, they are recording the incident, and they are planning to take an initial response to the incident. First, next is they will communicate the incident. To whom they will communicate? They will communicate to the organization. Okay, through some procedure, through certain procedure. Okay, so this is very important, because the organization higher authority should know that incident is happening. Okay, and also sometimes we need to escalate the incident. Escalating the incident, in the sense that certain portion of the team people level, in the incident response team, they'll be having a juniors, seniors, very superior, senior, superior, like that. They'll be having levels. Initially, all the incidents will be given only to the junior people. If the junior people is unable to handle the incident within the prescribed time, they have to give it to the senior. If they are still unable to handle, they will give it to the next level. They will give to the next level, higher level, like that. So these people, so there may be need for escalating the information from one sector, one tier to the higher level of tiers. Okay, so this may happen for many reasons, because sometimes the team members may not be available for personal emergencies, or they may not be reachable immediately. So under this case, we cannot wait till the team members are available. We have to escalate to the other next stages. Okay, so this process is repeated until the incident is successfully handled. So this is what communicating the incident is all about. The first thing is that once the incident is coming, everyone in the incident response team should know that the incident is happening, and also that management people should know that the incident has occurred, and within the team, if they are able to respond and they are able to solve the incident within them, they will handle. Otherwise, they'll be giving to the higher authorities. Okay, this is communicating the incident. And so all these is all preparation step. Once they are having preparation step, next is containment step. Okay, in containment stages, what the initial thing they will do is, first objective of the incident response team is they will ensure no more damages. Already some system is compromised. No more damages should be happening. It may be to the resources, it may be to the network. So that is the objective of the incident response team under this step. Okay. So what they will do is they will be containing the affected portion. Okay, so containing may be taking actions such as shutting down the system, disconnecting it from the network, and disabling certain functions. So this is what we call it as a containing. So how the response team is deciding which to contain, what to contain, how to contain, it depends upon these things. So it may be if the response team feel that particular system may be damaged or theft of resources, depending upon that they will prepare the containment strategy. Or if they feel they need for evidence preservation, service availability, they should be continuously, service should be going on, service should not be cut down, and time and resource needed to implement the strategy, effectiveness of the strategy, duration of the solution. So these are all the parameters, or these are all the things the incident response team will consider to take any of the containment strategy. They will either shut down the system, disconnect it from the network, disable some function, totally they will be dissolving the system, all these things, or they will be leaving it as it is. So these are all the, depending upon these strategies, they will take any of these actions. Okay. So sometimes, what they will do is they will quarantine the system. This quarantine in the sense like isolating and key. This will help you monitoring what the attacker will do. This is because what the attacker will do is, if it is an external attack, what the attacker will do is they will try to compromise one system, and after compromising one system, they will keep that as a victim system, and they will try to compromise more and more systems. Okay, so if you want to know what the attacker is trying to do, what you can do is you can quarantine the system which is already compromised. Okay, you can contain the system which is already compromised. It is called a sandbox. Okay, you contain the system already compromised, and you monitor what is the activity the attacker is doing. That is what we call it as a quarantine. And sometimes, when we are containing, what will happen is we are isolating from the network. Say, for example, you are isolating from the network some device. Under that case, if an attacker is trying to ping the system, it will show ping failure. If it shows ping failure, then it is easy for the attacker to come and enter into the network. So we have to understand whether there will be a damage in the network when we are trying to contain the system. Similarly, whenever we are identifying something needs to be isolated, we can go for the trust model. According to this model, according to this model, this model is framed based on the characteristics, information sources to compute, most relevant and reliable information source, experienced people, and a community. Depending upon this, the trust model can be created. Okay, that is the step number 5. Step number 6 is formulating a response strategy. In step number 6 also, what you need to understand is containment is there. In containment only, we are having the next step, which is formulating a response strategy. Here, what they will do is, incident response team, what they will do is, they will understand in which way they got the incident, and how to respond to the incident. They will just formulate, and they will formulate for this incident what is the response I can do. So they will formulate, in the sense they will come to an understanding, okay, I can solve this problem like this. So there may be so many problems, okay, there may be so many solutions for a single problem. So what they will do is they will first write up all the solutions for a single problem, and they the other team members or higher team members, those who are having knowledge, and they will respond accordingly. So this particular stage is nothing but preparing solution, all possible solution for a single problem. Okay, so that is what we call it as a formulating a response strategy. Sometimes if the incident is very bigger, in the sense there is a data infiltration, if it is, there is a large data infiltration, there is a large number of data has got stolen up, sensitive data has got something like this, they will not be handling by themselves. They will be giving to a strategic level team, which is involving people, these many people. So you see here I have highlighted in red color, which will be involved: chief investigation officer, head of information security, local information security officer, other incident response team within the organization, external incident response team, system owner, and human resources. So they need to share their problem. So these are the people in the strategic level team. Okay. So if the particular incident is very big, a large number of data has been stolen away, under that case, incident is very big, they have to discuss. So accordingly, they will be framing the policy. So this is what they will do in the step number 6. Step number 7, incident classification. So like you go through right from beginning, step 1 to step 6. Step 1 is validating the incident. Step 2 is recording the incident. Step 3 is communicating that to the higher order people. Sorry, they were responding, taking the initial response. Step 4 only is communicating to the higher order people. Step 5 is containing the incident. Step 6 is formulating a response strategy. So they are depending, just taking the incident and writing all possible responses. Next step is incident classification. So from this step, what they will do is they will first identify, they have already made a response strategies, already formulated what are the possible solutions, but what solutions they are going to take exactly depends upon an incident is coming under which classification. Okay, so this incident is basically classified with respect to the attack vector. Attack vector, already I have told you, it may be through external devices, it may be through web, it may be coming through the email attachment, it may be because of the improper usage, loss or theft of equipment, or maybe because of the multiple level things. Okay, so these are all the attack vectors. So this incident is basically classified depending upon the attack vectors, and then they will prioritize the incident. So prioritization also, yesterday we have seen functional impact, depending upon how much the business is having negative impact because of the incident. Information impact is nothing but affecting the CIA triad, and the recoverability from the incident is nothing but how much amount of time, human resources, everything, money, cost, everything spent because of handling the incident. So depending upon this, we are prioritizing the incident. So this is what classification and prioritization is. Now, after classifying the incident and prioritizing, we need to document that. Document these particular incidents. So there is a guideline and template. So this guideline, this incident classification guideline and template will include this one. So what are the things it will include? It is necessary. Why it is necessary? Because the organization, using this guideline, they will be prepared to handle the incident that comes through the common attack vector. Okay, so this will understand, this guideline will give you what is the attack pattern, what has already happened and what is going to happen. Using that, they can handle future incident also. So this guideline will give you handling current incident, will give you the knowledge of the future incident also. So this guideline will include requirement. What are the security requirement needed to handle the incident, architecture changes of risk analysis required, and what are the implementation and development, prioritize and guide review activities, testing the quality and the quality assurance. They will be providing, it will, this particular thing, testing and quality assurance, record everything. That will provide context for appropriate risk based and penetration testing and the system level operation, policy and standard generations. So these are all the guidelines should be there when we are classifying the incident. Similarly, prioritization guideline and template. Prioritization, already we are prioritizing depending upon functional impact, information impact and recoverability from the incident. So we have to have it as a separate guideline. Okay, one guideline is for incident classification, separate guideline is for incident prioritization. So this template depend upon whether it is functional or information or recoverability from the incident. Next stage is incident investigation. So now exactly what we are doing here, we have received the incident, we have contained it, we have to perform the investigation. How it happened, why it happened, what is the method it has come, and who are all reported to me, and whether any such incident has happened earlier. All these come. So starting from the first to last, everything they will completely analyze. That is what is coming in this stage, in incident investigation. So here, so you see the key task of incident response team is to receive information on possible incident, investigate them and take actions to ensure that the damage caused by incident is minimized. Okay. So what are the things they are doing for following up the investigation procedure? They are gathering the data and use appropriate materials for investigating the data, and they have to talk with all the various law enforcement representative before starting their investigation, because they have to discuss the condition under which investigation should be reported to them, and they have to maintain a record of chain of custody forms. As I told you, chain of custody is nothing but one team to another team, one person to another person, the record will be getting shared. So every time who is handled the thing, who has received the data, everything should be documented properly. And all these records and everything should be shared only carefully only to the appropriate information, because affected parties will request, I want all the details of investigation, but don't reveal everything publicly. They have to reveal only whichever is required. Okay. And they have to ensure law enforcement are available, collect required list of evidence gathered, collect evidence in accordance with the procedures and meet all application laws and regulations. So these are all the things they will do in the investigation. And after investigating, they have learned a lesson. What are the lesson? What exactly happened during that time? How well did the staff and management perform in dealing with the incident? Where the documentation procedure followed? Where they adequate? What information was needed sooner? Where any steps or actions taken that might have inhibited that recovery? What should the staff and management do differently the next time a similar incident occur? How could information sharing with other organizations have been improved? What corrective actions can prevent a similar incident in future? What precursor and indicator should be watched? What additional tools or resources are needed? So all this knowledge they would have acquired by performing the investigation, incident investigation. Step number 9 is data collection. As I have told you, chain of custody is nothing but one team. There may be so many teams handling the incident after time to time or days to days. Sometimes it may happen that one person working in incident response team, tomorrow he may get promoted to some other sector. So under that case also, this chain of custody should follow. Chain of custody is nothing but who is handling the incident, what is the name, what is the number, phone number, address and everything with the signature. Okay, the signature should be there. Whenever you are transferring evidence from one person to another person, signature of the person handling, giving the incident record and the signature of the person receiving the incident record should be there. So these are the detailed log identifying information, name, title, phone number of individual people, time and date of handling the incident, and location where the evidence is stored. This is the data collection. Next is the forensic analysis. After getting all these, after classifying the incident, after doing investigation of the incident, they have to do forensic analysis. How they are doing forensic analysis? Starting from the beginning till the end, how the incident has happened. So they will take a snapshot throughout the a complete investigation, they will take a snapshot instead of saving everything as a database in a data backup file system backup. They will be taking a snapshot and making everything as a disk images. Okay, and they will be saving these images in the right protectable disk, so that it is always used for not only now, for any other time also. This will be always used only in the disk format. That is what the forensic analysis team will do. Next is evidence protection. Evidence protection in the sense, protect all the evidence whatever you have collected related to the incident. It may be logs, it may be some other evidence. So like say here, users and system administrators generally disable to appear evidence from a system of interest as soon as one suspect that the incident may have occurred. Okay, generally there is some evidence. So collecting evidence from computing represents some challenges because the user and system administrators may not be aware. So we have to make them aware of steps that they should take, steps to take to preserve the evidence. And also evidence should be accounted for all the times. It is not that evidence is only present only for till that incident is clear. Okay, it has to be there for any times. Next time after certain years also the incident, there may be some issues with the incident, so that time also that evidence should be there. So whenever that evidence is transferred from person to person, you see here party's signature is important, and everything should be a stored evidence as an image. And notify external agencies. After all these incidents are created, investigated and classified and made everything, you have to notify to external agencies, because there may be some stakeholders of the incident, or there may be some law enforcement need to be done. So these are all the peoples to whom they have to notify: other or external incident response team, law enforcement agencies, internal service providers and constitutes, law enforcement legal department, customers or system owners. So these are all the peoples who need to be notified about the incident. Eradication. Eradication is nothing but how are we going to recover, how are we going to eliminate the incident. So we are eliminating the incident by like what we can do. If we are affected by the virus, we can use antivirus software. Malware, some anti-mal software, something like that, it will be there. Or sometimes the entire system is gone, we will be replacing that with the backup. Okay, so you see here, incident response should be aware of location of backups, data storage, maintenance, user access, and security procedures for data restoration and system recovery. So this team should be aware where the backup is, how it is being stored, and who are all the system owner of the backup and everything. And backup sources may be all these things: pair, workstation, servers, network equipments, or virtualized equivalents, or anything. And other important material include backup devices, blank media, basic networking equipment, and cables. So this is eradication. Next is system recovery. System recovery in the sense, incident has happened, because of that there may be some small pause in the organizational flow, business flow. So we have to recover back from the business. Okay, so that is what we call it as a system recovery. The complete organization is recovered from the incident and they are having a normal flow of their work. So like system recovery may involve actions such as restoring system from the clean backup, rebuilding system from scratch, build everything from the scratch, replacing compromised file with a clean version. There may be some virus attack, replace it with a clean version. Installing patches. Installing patches is nothing but operating system. What are the issues? Yeah, we will be having a fingerprint of the operating system. If there is some issues, we are finding that we are upgrading with a new version. Okay, that is why we are having OS upgradation. Every time we are having OS upgradation from the Intel also. Why? Because it has come across so many incidents. Okay, so installing patches, changing passwords, tightening network perimeter security, higher level of system logging or network monitoring. And once a resource is successfully attacked, it is often attacked again, or other resources within the organization are attacked in the similar manner. So this we need to be taken care of. Okay. Finally, post-incident activity. Only 3 more steps is there. I will just go through. incident documentation. It means that we are just whatever we have done from the state point to till the step, everything should be documented as a logbook is an effective way and simple medium for recording all the facts relating to the incidents. Okay, so you have to record about the status of the incident and that the incidents are how the incident are handled and the time in the timely manner that you have to record, and record details of evidence gathered, whatever accessories you are having, how you have gathered the evidence, that should be recorded, and everything should be kept in with securely. That is notebook. It may be notebook, digital cameras, audio recorders, or anything. In addition to that, you will also have the evidence in the laptops and everything. So you have to protect everything and all the records where when which particular document having which evidence, all these should be recorded as a single document. Okay, and this has to be communicated using possible methods. These are the possible methods of communicating: email, website, telephone calls, in person, voicemail, and everything. And this incident template, status template, which we have seen in the second slide, that has to be updated after completing the incident. We post incident activity, we have to update the incident status template. This we have seen already. Okay, and preparing report and report template. So we have to prepare a report, like in the sense, like this is all record which will be used as a knowledge base by the incident response team. But also we need to prepare a report for the organizational management, higher level of management, which will be included, which will be having a number of incident handle, time per incident, objective assessment of each incident, and subjective assessment of each incident. Okay, and finally they have to estimate what are the damages and what are the cost happened during this incident. So the damages is nothing but system has damaged, they have replaced the OS, they have replaced some systems, all these things will they will be manipulating as a cost. Not only that, for handling 24 cross 7, the people in the incident response team are working, so they have to give extra time, extra payment, and everything. For all these costs will be included in this particular step. And review and update the response policies. They will be reviewing. See, currently they are working with certain policies. If because of that policy there is some policy violation, what they will do is they will tighten up the policy. They will upgrade the policy. So the organization policy itself will be maybe changing at this step. And final step is training and awareness. So there should be certain training given to the other people, those who have newly joined, and not only that, those who are all coordinated with the team, they will be they need to have the training. So this training will be compromising of awareness of the policy and the plan, and performing incident handling, how to perform incident handling and reporting, setting up guidelines, how to write the guidelines. We have shown now prioritization guideline and classification guideline, how to write the guidelines, training the IT staff members. Training should be provided for the system on, I forget this one, I will tell you later. And staffing training of incident response team, providing a solid training program for new employees, training to maintain network system and application in proper place, all these things. So they have to, after completing everything, there is a new incident, they have to update the knowledge base. Knowledge base is nothing but a consolidation of all the incident whichever happened in the organization till now. So they have to upgrade the knowledge base of this incident. That is the after final step. And they have to also know who is having access and who is having the updation of the knowledge base. So there is a centralized knowledge base provides a consistent and maintainable source of the information. So once you take the knowledge base of the organization, that will give you a complete record of how many incidents has been handled, how it was handled, who handled, at what time it started, what time it had ended. Everything will be there as a single database. That is what we call it as a knowledge base. And after finally completing everything, corrective and preventive actions for information security incidents is very simple. You can see, you do periodic risk assessment to ensure, to determine what risk posed by combination of threats and vulnerabilities. You tighten the security procedure, that is the second step, and your network perimeter should be configured to deny all activities, that is give permission least privileges only, not all the privileges to everyone. And you use the antivirus, upgrade the antivirus software, anti-malware system, upgrade everything. User should be given the proper awareness of what is policy and procedures, and also the appropriate use of network systems and application. So these are all the corrective and preventive measures that can be taken of information security incidents. Okay. So with this module number 6 is over. So I have just fastly I have gone through everything, all the 16 steps. What you can do is you just go through all these steps before next week, Tuesday. Tuesday, first 15 minutes, we'll be having just a question and answer session. Okay? Is that okay?
Ma'am, will you? Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Ma'am, will you upload the slide?
Yeah, I will upload. I will upload the slide today.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
I want everyone to go through all the slide. I will randomly ask questions. As I have told you, I want some. See, this is all only like a story. So only I don't want to waste my time in elaborating everything. It's all easily understandable only. So we will revise. We are going to revise on Tuesday, first 15 minutes before starting the next module. I will revise everything. So what I want is I want you to go through all these things and come back. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So if you are having doubt,